everyone, and welcome to Ascend Into Your Power, a podcast all about things metaphysical, alien, dimensional, channeling, mediumship, really anything that you can think of that goes outside of the matrix, that breaks the status quo, breaks the box that society tries to put us in, to keep us in. This podcast is for you, and I'm your host, Chelsea, the Starseed medium. I'm an ascension guide, a remote viewer, extra-dimensional channeler, and medium. And each week, we will be diving into a subject that really breaks us apart from the matrix. So if you're ready to step out of the 3D and teleport into another dimension, welcome to Ascend Into Your Power. Hello, Starseeds, and welcome back to another episode of Ascend Into Your Power. I'm so excited for our episode today because I have my dear friend Britni here. I actually met Britni on Instagram. She slid into my DMs one day. And was like, hi, I saw you do light language. I'm building the sanctuary and I would love for you to come. And ever since then, we've been meeting like 2-3 times a week in community with each other. And I've just learned so much from her. And she's amazing. So Britni is the Ascending Lark on Instagram. She has her light language sanctuary as well as her Starseed support center. So she's basically like all of our little mamas, like our moms right now.
I love that.
So Britni, welcome. If you'd like to give any introduction to yourself right now.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. Like really, really excited. This is my first freaking podcast ever.
I know. And I'm like, how? I so much knowledge.
I don't know. It's so funny. Like when I first started like maybe 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do a podcast. So my husband bought me all this microphone and stuff. He already had a lot of recording stuff because he's a musician, but it's like full circle. Like he wrote a song when we were in Joshua Tree and used this microphone and wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't buy it. And now I'm on the podcast now. So it's like all in divine timing. It's like, I felt like I wanted to do a podcast, but sometimes we think it's like, oh, I'm going to be the podcast. I'm going to do my own podcast, which at some point, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's like I love when it magically all like flows together.
Yeah. Right. It's so beautiful. And I feel like, well, spirit is a very big, like, communicator through you. Like you get a lot of downloads, and I love that because even like while we're just like talking before we even get on here, you're getting so many. So I just kind of want to talk about, like, I usually ask everyone at the beginning, like, tell me about your journey. And I know you have an amazing, like, wild story. So I can't wait to hear more about it right now. And I can't wait for everyone to hear it as well too. So kind of tell me how you started to get into spirituality. Like, when was it that you realized like this was what you're supposed to be doing in a way?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have like a crazy story. Sorry, my voice is like a little raspy. I got to do some throat chakra healing, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'll pull while you're talking.
Yeah, pull that shit out, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have been through it. I'm 35 right now, and I was sick for 20 years.
Yeah.
So more than half my life. And wait, not more than half my life. Is it more than half my life? Terrible with math. Yeah.
20 and 15.
20 and 15. Anyways, I got sick at a young age. They diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. Then they diagnosed me with, IBS. And then it was like literally my list of things I was diagnosed with was so many at one point. But so it started off where I was in cheerleading and I would come home and I would literally be crying, laying on the kitchen floor, being like, my body hurts so bad. And like, I like felt like I was being dramatic, but at the same time, like my body was like, I never had done that before. Like I'm in high school, laying on the floor, being like, I'm crying because the floor was cold and my body was hurting so bad. My mom was like, what is going on? So, and then it showed up as like, I was always tired. Like I couldn't get up to go to school. It was like one thing after the next. I wasn't sleeping. It was getting like all these things. Probably my stress level was really high too. So that had something to do with it. It was just like a culmination of like everything. So things started to continue to get worse. I think my absolute worst was maybe like how many years ago? 3.5 years ago was my absolute worst out of the 20 years. And that's when I was with Jack. That was a point in my life where I couldn't get out of bed for 8 months at a time. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. If I had to go to the doctor, whatever, Jack would wheel me. Or I have to walk down the hallway. I had to be in a wheelchair because I kept passing out. So they had diagnosed me with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia, which is basically anytime you move like a different posture, your blood pressure drops really low and your heart rate goes really high. Like when I was at my worst, I had to go to the hospital. My blood pressure was at 60 and my heart rate was at 130.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So imagine it's supposed to be 120 over 80. Mine was 60 over, I don't even remember what it was, but that's when I was like, I had severe migraines. I couldn't like see at that point. I was like really bad. So we went to the emergency room. Hold on. I need to get some water here.
You're fine. That's really wild though, because you know, like I've told you before, like I had fibromyalgia and things like that as well. For the longest time, mine didn't get as severe as yours. But like I remember waking up one morning and like not being able to like put my feet on the ground. Like it felt like needles were moving through like my toes up my body, like insane.
This shit is real. Like it's real. I think I think being on this journey though has brought me, you know, all this illness has brought me here today. But like, I mean, it was one thing after the next. And I was just getting like desperate. I was trying like literally everything. I saw over 250 doctors. At one point I was on 20 medications. It was out of control. It was really out of control. And I was also struggling with depression and anxiety. But so we got married and we went on a honeymoon and I was like, I was feeling okay. This doctor had me on steroids and I felt like the She-Hulk. I felt like amazing. And I wore my body down, like my adrenals, I wore everything down. So like my wedding week and my honeymoon, like I got through so much stuff. Like I had the best experience of my life, but I wouldn't have been able to do it if I wasn't on steroids. But also steroids cause a lot of issues for me down the line. Like it literally just like, I was feeling amazing. And then it just like sucked me down, like crash hard. So like basically after our wedding, I stayed, I literally couldn't even walk. I was like a 9-year-old woman that couldn't move bend her knees. I was like walking like a Frankenstein. Like my legs, everything was so, I just remember it was like terrible pain for 2 weeks. for 2 weeks. So we went on our honeymoon, and when we were coming back, I was like, I need to do something purposeful. Like I've never been able to like hold a job because I've always been sick.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't finish school, always been sick. Like it being sick was who I was. That was like my identity, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just didn't get to experience like anything because I was always freaking sick. So then sorry, lost my track. So
You're
then
fine.
we come back from our honeymoon, and I had decided that I wanted to be a health coach. I have no idea. It just like came to me because like I learned so much about health through I've read so much about all different things, researched everything, have tried every type of like diet, you know, to like change the inflammation in the body, all this stuff, like herbs. I mean, acupuncture. I'd literally tried all the healing modalities. So I'm like, I think I would be like a good health coach, you know, and I can help people advocate for themselves, like when they go to the doctor, to make sure that they're getting the right, they're asking the right questions, getting their, you know what I mean? Being seen, helping them with like their insurance. Cause I dealt with that. Like insurance was, you know, difficult. Start pulling some more shit out of my throat chakra.
Okay.
So I decided to be a health coach. So this was the first thing I ever fully graduated from. Like I did the entire program, which was amazing for me. And yeah, because I tried college for a year and it was the most disaster in my entire life. Like I was at a really low point in my life. So like, and school's just never been my thing. I'm dyslexic. I have ADHD. This human body's got a lot of stuff. Not my soul, but this human meat suit. This meat suit's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I started to do health coaching. And as I was doing coaching, I was pretty fucking sick. And so at this time, this was like 10 years ago, we didn't really use FaceTime a lot, or I wasn't using it a lot.
I don't think it was like there. Was that a thing then?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't think so. I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't.
I don't think it was.
I don't know. Or maybe it was just starting to be a thing and people weren't like comfortable with it yet. You know what I mean?
I remember using like Vivo, but
Vivo?
Yeah, like a video chat, like Skype or
okay.
Vivo.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
those
They
were
did
what
have
we
stuff
used
like
back
that.
then, but not like FaceTime yet. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. So I wasn't using, because now when I work with clients, when I'm coaching and stuff, I always use FaceTime because I just love it. But back then I wasn't, I just was using the phone, no one could see who I was. No one could see what I was doing or how I was feeling, which was perfect for me. So I started coaching more and more people in my bed, in my robe, just coaching people, and it lit me up. Something about it lit me up. I could see that these people were having, it was so much more than health coaching. It was like life coaching. Yeah. It was the most profound experience of my entire life. Like these people did like a 360 in their mental health, their physical health, their emotional health, their spiritual health, like everything. It was such a, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like that there was an awakening that happened, and so much love, abundance amount of love for themselves, for the world, for their client, or like for their people that they work for, their family. You know, like love was more a theme than before. It was like a victimhood and hate and anger. Like, so I was seeing people have such amazing experiences, and I was seeing how happy I was doing this. Like, this was keeping me alive. Like, I literally was laying in bed, like, you know, thinking, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I can't do anything. Luckily I had Jack the entire time, who's like my rock. But so yeah, doing this coaching, it turned into doing more life coaching and spiritual coaching. And then I got attuned in Reiki. And then the Reiki then turned into sound healing and light language and pranic healing and like, all the things, all the healing modalities. And yeah, I think doing the coaching like gave me purpose, made me feel like whole, made me feel like remind myself why I was on this planet, why I came incarnated on this earth. You know what I mean? It gave me that that feeling, So I think, and then at that point I had gone to the doctor. We were going to the doctor all the time. This doctor was like, I have this feeling that if you move to a warm climate, that the barometric pressure will help you. And my husband, Jack, is so amazing that he was like, because this doctor was phenomenal. If you think that, we're packing our bags and we're moving to California. And literally that's what we did. He left his band that he had. Oh my God, this band, he's been in a band since he's been 13 years old, in different bands. And he's amazing. He's literally, I'm sorry, I talk about him a lot, but he's literally my rock, my person,
Yeah. He's part of it too.
Yeah. So when I came to California, that's when I had my huge spiritual awakening. So I was like into spirituality and into health, but this was a whole different experience. This was, way different than when I was in Chicago. That's where I think I expanded my consciousness. I think I awoke something in me, like a remembrance. So I got to get water again.
You're fine. Drink your water, girl.
Where's my I'm using this Lord Jones. It has like CBD and THC in it.
Oh, I like that.
And it feels so good when your lips are like all dry.
We need extra water.
Advertisement? Is this an advertisement?
Not paid.
This is one thing that I'm going to take right now, but this is something that I would love to be sponsored by. I've been using this for this brand close to I feel like 9 years. It helped me so much. Like having electrolytes, we're all so dehydrated a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like we just are. And we don't realize a lot of our symptoms are from dehydration. And being in the spiritual world and working with Reiki and stuff and the water, and you'd need more. So,
yeah, because crystalline body functions better with more water, essentially.
And more balance. So that stuff has been amazing for me, especially for when I had POTS. So I say I had this because I like to say my body had this. That's one thing that I've learned. Anyone that's struggling with illness, try to say my body has this, not saying you have it. You are not the disease. You are not the illness.
Yeah.
Your body has it. So it separates. So that was the first thing that I started doing. Is I watched this documentary when we just moved to California. It was called Heal. Have you watched it?
I don't think so. No.
Oh my God. I'm going to send it to you and you're going to love it. Okay. Yeah. Write that shit down. So
writing it down in my hand.
I watched Heal. I was laying in bed and something awoken in me. Like something happened where like I got out of bed and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I think I can heal myself. And like in that moment, I shifted out of this victimhood into an empowered badass mode. Like for some reason, I felt like I have so much more power and control than I think I do. Because I was so conditioned by these doctors to like, oh, you write in your on your iPhone when you have your emergency contact stuff, write that you have Ehlers-Danlos because because if you have surgery, that's really dangerous, or make sure you're always wearing your seatbelt and don't do anything too active. They really instilled like all this fear in me. And in the moment after that documentary, like something like the fear of anything that was holding me back wasn't anymore. You know what I mean? I wasn't scared to do anything. And I started realizing more and more that I didn't need all this medication. I was on 20 medications and then I got down to 0. I am taking medication now. I do take antidepressants. I know some people in the spiritual community and the healing community are like, oh, just do plant medicine or whatever. But for me, like in December, I was suicidal, depressed, very like, again, Jack got me out of that hole, but very dark place. And so for me, yeah, medication, I think it's okay. I think it's for some people, but I was on 20 medications and then I got down to 0. And I just I started doing FRC, physical therapy. It's called functional range conditioning.
Yeah.
And I started doing that twice a week and then doing the exercises on my own. And then I started to be able, I think this is what happened. So as this is going on, I had hired somebody to basically take care of me, because in Chicago, I had someone for like a year and a half, 2 years that would like bathe me, would like cook for me, because I couldn't do anything. And like I had this thoracic outlet syndrome, so I couldn't raise my arms up because then my arms would go numb. I mean, it was a disaster. So it was hard to find someone, because you don't need a babysitter and you don't need a nurse, but you need someone, so that stuck in my head too, like needing somebody for support, but it's not a nurse and it's not a babysitter, it's something else. Like that was, so when I moved to California, we found this woman, her name is Rogelia, and she was a huge impact in my life. For the first time, I saw what it was like to believe in something greater than yourself. She believed in Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, everything she did was involving Jesus. Like when she would drive me somewhere, she would be like, Jesus, please protect us. Like, and I had never seen anything like this before. And it was so inspiring and so comforting. And not that I'm like a huge, like, and she didn't define herself as religious. She just believes in like the Christ consciousness, I think.
Yeah.
Which I do too.
Same.
I don't think that for me, Jesus isn't my one and only savior. But I just the fact that she was so like dedicated and so connected to him. And I had heard stories about how she like almost died a few times, and like she had like Jesus like saved her like a bunch of times. Like she had these crazy experiences. It was unbelievable. So one day, I remember I had bought this CBD at the farmer's market, which was so fucking good. I was obsessed with it. It was so
CBD
good.
was like CBD and like marijuana was like such a helper when my fibromyalgia was really bad. It's like the only thing that calmed my body.
Same.
Only thing.
Totally.
So, okay. Farmer's market CBD.
Okay. Farmer's market CBD. So I got it and I was putting it on my legs, sitting on the couch, because my legs and my feet were hurting. And this stuff like really worked. I like swore by it. Like I was like addicted to it. So she was like, do you want me to put it on for you? And I was like, okay, are you sure? Like, like it was hard to transition because I was like a control freak, and like having someone take care of you, you have to really surrender. And so that helped me learn to surrender and allow people to take care of me, because I was like not about that before. I was just so controlling. But like you have to surrender and be vulnerable with people if they're bathing you and they're feeding you. It's like a whole wake up call. so she started massaging my legs and realized that there were these little like balls, like all over my legs. And you couldn't see them, but she could feel them. And as she was massaging, she could feel them popping and popping. You can relate to this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I have them in my shoulders still. But I found out like yesterday from my friend Kayla, because she has a similar, like her recently is like super sick, didn't know what was going on. I've been helping her like with like, you know, helping her with her stuff. And she was saying that her like massage therapist was correlating something with that. Like that crackling feeling is like stored emotion or stored pain or something like that. So maybe I need a massage.
So it was more than a massage. I'll tell you that. For like probably 6 months straight, she used Jesus and her vessel to heal me. Like it was my belief in her connection, in my connection is something greater, in my connection that I could heal myself, trusting in the universe. Like it was all these things combined with her that she massaged every part of my body. Like literally there were these little balls all over my body, all over. And she was popping all them. And like for hours we would sit and do this. It's almost like Rolfing. Have you heard of that? It's like very intense massage, like extremely intense. It breaks up like the fascia and it breaks up those crackly things. So it's very painful. Like I used to literally just swear and scream and yell. Like it was so painful. But at some point she was able to massage me. And I swear to God, I was able to, and now I can still do it, move my nerve in a way that it wasn't being pinched anymore. I could, and she could get in there. Like this was not just us two. This was so guided by spirit. This was so guided by Jesus, so guided by whatever you want to call it. God, I don't know, but there's something higher than us that was helping us heal this. It was the craziest experience of my entire life. So yeah. So after all that, I slowly got stronger and stronger and stronger. And at some point doing the FRC, I was doing acupuncture. I've been eating vegan and gluten-free and, for now it's like almost 10 years. But, I was doing all the right things. And then being like my spiritual awakening was happening. I was meditating a lot. I was journaling a lot, like just things were just happening. And I was healing myself and I healed myself. I fucking healed myself.
You did.
Yeah.
And you're standing up right now.
Yeah.
Like
doing my own thing. Like I remember going to physical therapy when I got to California, and because I had the thoracic outlet syndrome is basically like when it's like impinged, your nerve is impinged on your rib, your high rib. I think that's what it is. And so I couldn't, if I raised my arms, like my arms would fall asleep right away and it'd be excruciating pain. So I was going to a physical therapist and she was like, I was like, can I start doing like more like movement? And she was like, no, like be very gentle, like barely move your arms, barely do, like, it was like, I was getting nowhere. Yeah. She's like, it needs to be gentle, like only a little bit of massage, whatever. And then I saw my sister struggles with health stuff as well. My sister was at my gym because this was wild because her trainer lived across the way in our apartment building. Literally, we could look at each other, open our doors and see each other. So she was training at my gym that we had just moved into because she was like, you should move into this building. My trainer lives here. It's awesome. And we also had gotten like a call that like, that we needed to move to that place. It was just like, a knowing. So I saw my sister doing these exercises and moving her spine, doing this functional range conditioning. moving her spine in a way that I had never seen. It was like very, what do you call it? Like isolations, like you could see every vertebrae that she was controlling. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I've never seen her she used to have like a hump on her back. And I remember her like always being like, Britt, stand on my back. Like she wanted me to walk on her back. So her back always hurt so bad. And I saw her being able to move her back in such a way that because she's actually diagnosed with, what is it called? It's ankling spondylosis. So she has arthritis in her spine.
Oh, ow.
I know. Like our family's gone through it with illnesses. So I saw this and I was like, I want to work with this guy. I'm like, I got to work with him. So we trained together twice a week. Luckily he lived right next door to me. So there were times where I'm like, okay, I can get myself up and out of bed, but can you come over and can we do the exercises on the couch or around in my kitchen or somewhere, living room? And I couldn't even go down to the gym, which was 2 floors down. Like, I'm like, so it was amazing how spirit had literally brought right there, like here, handing it in your lap, like, here you go. And so, yeah, he would just come over to the house and help me. And like, it changed my life because, I was able to do these healing. I would literally get butt naked in my bathroom and do these movements with spirit at the same time, like doing these movements and able to correct the nerves that were being impinged. I was able to do positions that I did this on my own. Like I would do this for like an hour a day and like really isolate the joints. And like, I mean, it was amazing what I've been able to do with my body now. And I still can do it. I use that yoga wheel that I always am obsessed with.
Yeah.
That I tell the whole group about. Like, it's the best thing ever. That. You need to get that. Everybody should get that. I'm not even kidding you, because all of us healers are very much like, when we're younger, we're like this because we're protecting our heart and we feel ashamed for who we are because we were weirdos. So we need to stand tall and proud and open our chest up, open our heart chakra. So using that wheel for me is a way to connect to spirit and heal my spine. I literally didn't, because of COVID, I couldn't go to my acupuncturist, chiropractor. And so I ordered this yoga wheel. I don't even remember why I ordered it. And I started doing it every day. And I went back into him like, a year later after COVID. And he was like, what happened? What have you been doing? Your spine is like a different spine. And I was like, I've been using this yoga wheel. He bought like a bunch of them for his place because like, I swear by it. I have my dad, I have every single person, all my clients and all my family members, any house I go to stay at, they always have a yoga wheel because I want to be sponsored by this yoga wheel. It literally has changed. And Jack, it took him like everything. It took him like a year to like finally like, I'm so dry. It took him like a year to finally start using the yoga wheel, but now he like you have to use it. Like it is the most amazing thing ever. He can't he'll be working and he's like, shit, I forgot to use the yoga wheel. Come down from his meeting, do the yoga wheel, go back up. Like I've done it every day for at least 4 years. I mean, every day, no matter how I felt. Yeah. For some reason, it's like something I bring it everywhere. Like we're going to Africa, I'm bringing that with. If I could not live without it. Like if I was on a stranded island and I needed to bring one thing, it would be the yoga wheel. That your yoga wheel? Yeah. No joke. It's crazy. I don't blame you, girl. That's wild. Try it. You're going to have to try it.
That's so wild. Okay.
I wonder if the lemon is making my throat more dry. I think
could be the citric acid.
I've been
I
doing
was
the
like,
medical
I
medium.
hope you're not picking up on my dehydration because I feel a little dehydrated.
Well, I think that's why I have this bottle here, because I was like, I usually have it in my kitchen, but I grabbed it. So I wonder if this is just giving you, just being in the same energy. Start drinking more water. It's literally, I know it's hard for me because I
was so good with my water. And then like, I don't know what happened this last week.
At least just get electrolytes so that you're at least getting the right balance. I'll send you this. I'll send you the yoga wheel. I'll send you this.
Send me everything.
You got it. I keep burping. I hope it's not in the.
No, I've been burping this whole time too, because
releasing energy.
I literally burped on the light language video the other day and I was like, oops, sorry, this happened. Sweat channel. I kept it in there. Like, I am a very authentic person. Like,
I know that's why I love you, because I've learned to be authentic. I was not authentic before. I was a chameleon that just wanted to, fit in. Yeah. I had so many masks on. Because I was sick and I didn't want people to know I was sick. And then I had dyslexia, I had ADHD. I had like just a list of things, you know what I mean? So now I think Jack was like a big inspiration for me, because he told me one day, he's like, he doesn't give a shit what people think. I'm like, do you really not give a shit? Cause to me,
that like rock star mentality.
Yeah. To me, that's so, if I could like be in a place where I didn't give a shit what people thought, I would thrive, because I care so much what people think. I cared so much. I did people pleasing, the whole thing. And one day he's like, listen, if you show up and be your best self, and your best self, you showed up and you were your best self that day, and someone doesn't like you, fuck them. And that stuck with me. Not, you know what I mean? It really did. And now I'm at the point where it creeps in once in a while. Ego's like, gets worried. Oh, someone doesn't like me, or, that's still a very uncomfortable feeling for me. But for the most part, I've learned to become authentic and to just show up and be the proof. Just be the proof that I'm a good person. Be the proof that spirit flows through me. Just be the proof that you wish to seek in others. That's the kind of thing. So like, I know that if I don't align with, if someone like drops out of my life, it's just an alignment and frequency thing. It's not, I can't take it personally. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
No. Yeah. No. And even like now, like too, like I've been separating my ego. I've been like, Chelsea, like, I know you want to do that, but we're good. Like, I've just been like using myself in the third person for my ego lately. Cause I like don't want to put it aside, because it's a part
don't push it away.
So I'm like, okay, Chelsea, I see you.
I see you. I hear you. I love you.
Whatever. But we're okay. Like, we're trusting. Like, we don't have to be scared. We can do what we want. We don't have to worry about anybody else's
ego wants to fear, and spirit wants us to trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Have faith, trust in something. But even when you're,
I'm like, even when I'm out like dancing and stuff, like, because I love to dance, it like fuels my like Kundalini.
When you say you're going out dancing, where are you going dancing?
I was like last night in like one of the like clubs in Miami, but I don't do clubs in Miami like a lot of other people do. I like find a promoter. I get on a table to where I can dance in the table area by myself with my friends, where no men or nobody's coming up and touching you. And so,
I love
like, you can just enjoy the experience.
Yeah, you're dancing with yourself.
I get my juice, my water. Although I was a little upset last night because I asked for pineapple juice and it came with liquor and I drank it and I was like, no.
Are you sober, or are you just like,
not like
by choice, or because I don't drink either.
Yeah, for like spirituality, like I don't want to like over it. So I was like a little sad last night, and I was like kind of like ego started to creep in a little bit and be like, well, this is what happens when you go out to bars with alcohol. And I'm just like, but no, like, where am I supposed to have fun and dance? Like, there's no non-alcoholic
Well, maybe that's
dancing
something you have to create,
places.
like an ecstatic dance. I see that for you. I see you creating like
Yeah.
a place you could rent out a little venue and invite your friends and then have like a meetup. And some of it can be virtual too. You could set up a couple computers and people just dance and you can just control it. You know what I mean? I see that for you. I see you
I just
creating that like,
love, like,
yeah, dance is healing for you.
like, why not? And
Yeah,
you
spirit's
know
like,
how
yep.
it's like so like in the spiritual community, you know, to like not be at the clubs or not do anything because then it's like frowned upon, or even like,
Oh,
you know,
who
drink.
fucking cares?
And I'm like, but for
Just
like,
do
we
just
have
do
to live our
you.
lives,
Just do
you know?
you. Just do you. I think in the spiritual community it's confusing because there are no rules. But the people that are making the rules are the people that are living with ego. There are
Yeah,
no
right.
rules in spirituality. This isn't like a religion. You know what I mean? This is different. This is a way of being, of living. You know, it's like living like you can go to a club. I mean, for me, I would literally there's no way you can get me to a club. But but the
But I'm
thing
like,
is like
I have to
go
share
with
the experience.
intention. Go with you.
Yeah.
It sounds like you do have intention. It's not to be like, you know, just whatever with guys or whatever. It's like you're going to dance for yourself and with your friends, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But like I do see you like spirits coming through right now saying that you should create a you're going to create a dance ecstatic dance. Yep. Get that in writing. You're going to get a venue. It's not going to be that expensive. Maybe at a restaurant, like some part of a restaurant, but you can create it where you can even do, at some point you could get into doing headphones, but just at the beginning, you can just
Like
have,
one of those silent dance.
yeah. I did that on the beach and it's so amazing.
Those are
Oh, I
so
wish you
fun.
lived here because you could go to the beach with me and do it. It's
Oh my
amazing.
God, maybe.
Yeah, come.
Maybe soon. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes. I would love it.
Because there's other things in the works right now that I'm trying to do. And one of the things that I'm working on is at a spot that is in between California and Oregon.
Oh my goodness.
So
I would love that.
I gotta tell you about that after this.
Yeah. Please. But I see you
yeah.
gathering your friends and creating like almost like a meetup type thing. Where you just invite people, and like for the first couple, I wouldn't even charge people.
Yeah.
Or if you do donation based, I think if you do like one event, people feel it and then they'll pay, because you're gonna have to pay for a venue unless you have a little backyard.
Yeah, I have a little backyard.
Could you do a little dancing if you invited some people over?
Probably. I could find places.
Yeah.
Collaborate.
Start. Yeah, I feel that for you. Like, I don't think.
So cool.
Yeah. This is for you. Your dance is your medicine.
I look like glowy as fuck right now. Sorry.
You do.
I don't
You're
know
glowing.
what just happened. Like,
I just saw
like
that too. I was
second.
like, wow, she looks like stunning, like glowing.
It was like so white, right? Like there's this like.
Remember, you were like, we were looking at your tongue and you're like, my tongue looks dead.
Yeah.
Something shit. Oh no, it doesn't look like that anymore.
No, right?
Wow. So you're in the flow now. You're in the flow. You're back in the flow for sure.
Awake.
Okay. So yeah, you're going to create a dance space. You're going to have it's going to be bigger. It's going to get bigger and bigger. That's what I'm feeling. And this is going to be healing for you. You're going to infuse like Reiki into it. You're going to infuse, light language. I even see you recording something, like almost like DJing. Have you done that before?
No.
And that's what I'm seeing for you right now. Like,
I'm like,
I don't know. It
my
might be something you're going to get
DJing
into, because that would be cool if you could have a microphone and you're doing light language and DJing some music and like control, you're the healer of the dance party through your sound healer.
This is why I love talking to her, because she's just like, since we're like channelers too, like this is why I love talking to you, Britni, because every time I talk to her, she's like, oh my God, there's so, I'm like, yes. Because I like
it's
to
not
like
me though. It's just spirit coming through.
I know,
I'm just
like
the vessel.
our channel,
Yeah.
but like it's when I talk to you, you're just like, oh, like, and it reminds me of myself, because I'm the same way. I'm like, oh my gosh, and this is coming in, and this is coming in, and this is coming in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, oh my God.
You look so glowing right now. So that's resonating with you. That's proof you're resonating.
Yeah, I'm like feeling it.
Yeah, you're feeling it. And it's going to happen soon. That's what I'm feeling too. Like it's needed. It's needed for your healing journey. And it's needed for others. Like people need this right now.
Yeah. Whoa.
People need this right now.
Oh my God. This is so cool. Oh my God. But I don't want to get like too distracted on like this right now.
Well, we can do more like channeled combo too, but I definitely see that for you, and it's going to happen soon.
So this is like very similar to what we do in our like Starseed sanctuary that Britni hosts, like this like whole thing.
Starseed Support Center.
Right now. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, yes. So I know. House of Light Language and Starseed Support Center.
Yes.
Which those like came. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. I was like just saying like this, like how we are conversing right now is like what we do in Starseed.
Yeah. Starseed Support Center.
I wanted to say sanctuary again.
Oh, I need to charge my hold on.
You're fine. So what we do is like we come together once a week, and we like basically hold each other and support and kind of like share what's going on in our life that week, like kind of, I don't want to say like our rose and thorns of the week, but it's kind of like we talk about good things, we talk about what's going on, and we
talk about
what's
real
going
shit
on in the energy, and like channels come through like that, where it's like, yeah, like this is, you're being led in the right direction. Yeah, like everything's aligning and like this order for this reason. And so yeah, like I've been getting like music, songs, like singing, like, and I'm like, am I supposed to record something?
Yeah, that's what I see. I see you like being a DJ and recording for sure.
Telling me this stuff, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes we need.
Even last night, I was like, what is this woman playing these songs? Like, what are these songs right now?
Yeah,
like
you need
at one
high
of the clubs,
vibrational
and I
music.
was like, oh, can we leave? I'm not feeling the vibe.
Yeah, you need a place where you feel energized and you feel like your cup is filled after doing it. You know what I mean? Not like drained. Cause like if you go to a place like that, it's you're unfortunately you kind of like people are drunk. So you kind of absorb that. Being an empath, it's weird. But like, I don't know if you've ever felt that where like you feel drunk if you're by somebody that's drinking. Like there's an actual thing.
This makes sense.
What'd you say?
This makes so much sense, because my friend was like, have you been drinking last night? And I just literally took like that one sip and I was like, oh no, and put it down.
Yeah.
But they were like, you sound like you've been drinking. And I was like, no, I'm just having fun. Like, I don't know. Like my voice in general is very like, I don't know how to explain it. But I'm like, no, like I thought I was talking normal, but maybe I did sound a little tipsy based on like the energy.
It does affect, like, just think about it. Like we're all energy, like we affect, and like the vibe of a club is, it's not the vibe that you're in. It's not the frequency you're in. So it's going to feel like really draining. It's not going to feel like, for the benefits of you dancing, it almost takes it away because of the external, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I see you creating your own space, your own portal, like dance portal.
Yeah.
Where
I literally
you bring
feel
people,
like
your third eye. You look amazing right now. Yeah, I know. Everything's just like ding, ding.
I'm literally like, even like when I'm there, like dancing, I'm like blind to everything that's going on, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like it's like
you're in your own, you're in your own portal.
Matters. Besides
that's
me and
beautiful.
my like two friends and like the music. And I'll even like dance with my eyes closed half the time.
I know. People think we're crazy.
It's wild.
People think we're crazy, like, dancing with our eyes closed or doing light language.
Vibing.
So yeah, like our support center is so amazing. It's like instant soul family. Like it really is. Like we all are just like, we're on the same frequency. We leave feeling like our cup is filled and we leave feeling validated. I know like validation isn't important, but for the ego, you know, that wants to be validated and it wants proof because we're like, oh, we're getting messages, but oh, is that really real? Am I just like, you know, overthinking it? Or we start questioning stuff. But when we're in this container, we reassure each other because we like channel messages for each other and we talk about it and we get more validation. And it's important because you feel really lonely and it's scary and it's confusing and you feel like the black sheep in this community when it comes to being a starseed. You know what I mean? It's hard and it's lonely. It is lonely. So that's why I created this space. You know what I mean? Like I need it just as much as everyone else needs it. And just to be together for an hour raises our frequency and really like reminds us our purpose, like why we reincarnated on this planet, like why are we here? It reminds us of that, our purpose. And it kind of like, it just motivates us. You know what I mean? It just feels really good. It feels like we've known each other. We've known each other for.
I got on that call and I was like, I wanted to start crying. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like I have like a little tear.
Yeah. It is like, so beautiful.
There's people like me.
I know, right? And we all do the weird stuff together, like just validating that, like, because I always say, like, oh my God, if someone sees me, I walk around my neighborhood barefoot and I wear sweats. I usually wear my Aviator Nation sweats. So I don't look like, I mean, yes, they're pricey and I love them to death. But I look, you know, a little down on my luck maybe. And then if I'm like, literally, if my neighbor saw me, there was like a tree branch. There was a tree branch that was hanging from the tree. And I literally, my friend, I'm FaceTiming her and she's like, oh my God. I'm like, look how sad this tree is. She's like, okay, grab the tree and take the energy from the tree is released when the branch comes down. She's like, take the energy from the tree. And I'm like, oh, okay, hell yeah. So I'm like hanging onto this branch. My neighbor comes around the corner. She's like, Britni, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, fuck. You always catch me at the weirdest time. Yeah, no, I'm just getting the energy from the tree. I'm like, I'm a tree hugger, you know, like, but this shit is weird. Like we're speaking light language. And like, I always say to Jack, please don't let me be committed to an insane asylum. Like I'm terrified that I'm going to look like a crazy person. And that's just our history, like from being witches and whatever. Like that's just our, of being
that's like the throat chakra thing too. Like even like like I feel like however many times I heal that persecution part, there's always another life, another layer. Like it's like peeling back the onion, and we talk about that a lot in our like support group too. But it's like you don't realize like how it's like not only your personal persecution in this life, but like you also have your ancestral line, like your generational line. Then you have like other timeline versions of you that are going through the same shit. Yeah. And then you have karmic, like past life situations that are coming back in, or future life situations. And so it's like That's why there's
and then
a
you
layer.
have present life.
Yeah,
Like you're not even mentioning the
exactly.
present life is hard enough. Yeah, there's a lot to be healed. Yeah, for sure. And then on Wednesdays is when we do our House of Light language. And this was crazy. Like, so I used to channel with this group. It was called Light Language Sanctuary. And there was like 7 or 8 of us, and we would channel for a year straight. And for every week, an hour a week, and we would channel. And that ended. And I was really missing it. I was in Lake Geneva visiting my family by the water. I get so many downloads by the water. All of a sudden I got a download, like create a space, create a space for this, like this is needed. So I reach out to my light language friends, that the 7 of us or whatever, and I'm like, let's meet. And then I just facilitated a retreat in Joshua Tree, and I activated, that was my like main role, was activating people's light language. So I activated like 12 people's light language. And so I was like, as this was coming up, I had already, like, these people were like, okay, I'm speaking light language. Now what do I do? So that's when this whole thing like came together. This was so guided by spirit. It literally happened within like 2 weeks. And like, so spirit also had me, sorry, burping.
It's okay.
Spirit also had me reaching out to people on Instagram. That's probably, yeah. So I reached out to you. I reached out
I was
to
like, how did you find me?
so many people. And I remember people being like, how did you find me? I'm like, spirit. And they're like, and Jack's like, you can just say that and people get it. And I'm like, yeah, in this community, yes. So I reached out to, I don't know how many people, maybe like 60 people or something. And it was all like, I didn't know who these people were. Some of them I had no idea. It was just spirit flowing through me, like, write this person. It was all on Instagram. And now I have 80 people that are, in our container. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to get everybody like a time that works, because there's people from all over the world. All over the world, the Philippines, Hawaii, India.
Kenya,
Yeah.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
like
It's
London,
amazing. And like,
Hawaii.
it is grid work because we're all in different places. So it's definitely like grid work. So yeah, it was just so channeled, and I was like, so now I have like an email list of like 80 people that all speak light language. It's so cool. Like, and I have that Instagram support group that I, thought was like really needed, so we just like write random stuff to each other if we need support, if we need, we share our codes, we share, whatever it is, you know what I mean? People, the same type of people. We're all a soul family.
It's freaking awesome.
It is awesome. It really is. So that came about, and it happened really quickly. And then after the second, I think it was the first or the second light language call, I was doing a live on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting a download right now. And I'm like, spirit wants me to do 2 days a week. And I'm like, 2 days a week. I'm like, I just created, this was my first container. My first container I created. And I'm like, okay, so I just started this, but now you want another day. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, this day is going to be like, it just came through like a support day. So then that's where Starseed Support Center kind of blossomed from. It was just, when spirit be working through you, you do what they needed you to do, right?
Yeah. Literally.
And it's flow state. It's flow state. It's like, it's literally so amazing. I love being in the flow with spirit, and just trusting, and like so much magical abundance comes through. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
I'm like, what is this channel coming out of me right now sometimes? And I'm like mind blown. I can literally feel like the difference, like when I do like the light language sanctuary for the week. And when I like can't because of work and I'm like, and it's never the same in the recording. Like, I'm like,
the replay, you really have to be like, it's hard because I feel like people do the replay and they're doing other things in the house.
Yeah.
And that's not the purpose of it. It's like for that hour. What'd you say?
But I like use it like as a meditation for the day. So I'll like lay in bed.
Is. Yeah. So it's you have to be intentional about it. You can't just listen to it and like do things. I mean, you could, but it's not going to be the same effect as if you're sitting, or for me, I like to stand a lot to move the energy, and I'm standing right now. I'm like obsessed. We haven't talked about barefooting, but that's a whole different topic that I'm obsessed with.
I tell everyone like feet
barefoot. I'm obsessed. I think that really changed my
ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I yell at people who wear shoes in the house. You're in your house. Where do you need to wear shoes?
Yeah.
Sean's gonna hear this, like when he edits my audio, and I'm like, take your freaking shoes off. You're sitting at the computer. Take your shoes off. It makes me so
mad. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm obsessed with barefoot walking with barefoot shoes. I'm really into the shoes are so crucial. I'll send you. What'd you say?
You know what I found the other day is this company that makes shoes out of the earth.
Oh.
So it has like grass. Like
stop. I literally have been talking about. I literally
saw something like that.
I was telling Jack, I want to have a box. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe. He's like, the things my wife says, literally the things that come out of my mouth sometimes, I'm like, oh my God. I wanted to have like a box of grass that I could stand on while I'm working, while I'm doing podcasts, while I'm doing, coaching or whatever, light language, to be able to stand in like a thing of dirt and grass.
Yeah. Like a piece of sod.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
He's like, we don't need that. I'm like, but we do.
You can get it on Amazon. My brother buys them for like his dog to poop on outside. Just buy it for yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
so I think that's going to be like the new thing is like just getting a piece of grass, earthing at home. Well, I have like the grounding mats, but I like being, it's not the same.
The electrons in the earth is what
the ions. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like if that's the same technology and like a grounding mat.
It is because you connect to the grounded outlet. It's different, but it does help. It does help. Like I know I used it for years, like sleeping on it. But yeah, barefoot walking, I'm obsessed with. I could talk about it all the time. Doing FRC, functional range conditioning, I started learning how to do like toe yoga and like be able to, so I can stretch out my toes like this now.
Yeah.
That's how you know your toes are really healthy. Your toes should be like your hands. And like you can do this with your toes, this, doing that with your toes and then going the other way, like going like this and then lifting your toes up, like just the toes, just the big toe while the rest of your foot is flat.
I'm pretty good. Like I never wear like shoes anymore.
Yeah. I literally wish we never had to wear shoes. Like it's so funny. I'm in the neighborhood and the kids are like, but she's not wearing shoes. Like, why do I have to wear shoes? I'm like, I don't know. Different rules, I guess. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Should have been my kid. No,
yeah. I'm like, I don't know. But like, everybody calls me the magical hippie neighbor because I walk around without shoes on and,
Well, yesterday I went outside the like channel for my friend or like a couple days ago. And I was like, I need to be in the earth right now. Like, this is like, what we're doing is like a little intense. I need to go like stand outside on the earth. So I go outside and I'm like speaking, like I had my window open to bring in the air from outside while I was doing it inside. So I was like speaking and singing, whatever. And I'm sure I walked outside, grounded in the earth, and like my neighbors are out there and they're like, hi. And I'm like, hi.
Yeah. Hi. I was speaking a different language.
So I know it sounds weird, but it's just, don't mind me. So I'm like walking in like circles and like touching the trees and like speaking my language. And then I swear they literally went inside.
Mm.
they like this like got up and went inside. And I was like, well, this was fine. Bye.
So I have this, I think I've talked about it before. I have a neighbor, a family that I'm really close to. We've lived here for like 2 years now. We've been really close to them. Their 7-year-old daughter is autistic, and we have such a beautiful relationship. Since the moment she met me, she literally took off my sunglasses, looked me in the eye, and kissed me on the lips. And her family like looked and was like, "What happened?" Oh,
my light flashed.
and their family's like, "Who the fuck are you?" They started calling me the magical neighbor because like they're like, "What's going on with Charlie?" Charlie would literally climb into my house through my window to come see me. So we, till this day, we have such a beautiful connection. Strangely, I've always worked with autistic kids, and I just have been so connected to them. So actually,
I feel like essentially it's because they're like star seeds.
oh,
like,
they are like they're on
like,
a higher frequency than we are. Like they're more in light and love, and they're highly, highly, highly sensitive beings. So this is what actually happens. Sabra, you know, who's in our channeling group, her and I had this like download that we're supposed to, or she got a download saying that she's supposed to heal a mother and her autistic child. And I was like, okay. So that was for me, obviously. Like I'm very close to this family. And they're the only people that honestly would let me speak light language to their daughter. I mean, her husband's a little weirded out, but like they trust me, you know?
It's usually the husband.
Yeah. So we actually did an activation on her yesterday, because when I had checked her chakras like 2 years ago, Charlie's chakras none of them were moving. It was dead straight the entire way down for a pendulum, you know, checking because usually it's like two open, two closed, something's, you know, or maybe one's blocked, but not all of them. And so we both got the download that we're supposed to activate her chakras. And we did this yesterday. Sabra was on Zoom, and I went into Charlie's room and she was playing, and I brought my sound bowl and we channeled light language. It was only 15 minutes long because we both felt like, oh, that's all she needs. So yeah, we did that. It was amazing. Like Sabra and I, like, because I was channeling to Charlie, and then I would look in the camera and we would smile at each other because we were like, this shit is so cool. We're fucking like activating her. Like it was amazing. Yeah. We like looked at each other and we're like, yeah. And then we go back to like channeling. Yeah, so cool. I know. I love it. So we saw a bigger vision. We saw so I know we're supposed to do like 3 more small activations with Charlie. And like, I was basically like, I started speaking to her like in English. We were doing light language, but then in English, that it's safe to come back down. It's safe. Like we're here, you're loved. Because I feel like there is like this, why would they want to come back down to a lower vibration? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're on a higher vibration that's like light and love. There's no filters. You know what I mean? It's like pure honesty, pure intentions, just like it's different than us. We live with like all these filters on and like what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. Like they don't have that. So they just live in a different frequency. So it's like about bringing her, meeting the two together, joining the two together. That's what I was feeling. Like the earth angel with the starseed. Okay. It's like coming together. Cause I do feel like she's an angel. Everyone calls her an angel. Your lights going again?
Yeah.
Every time I say she's an angel.
Weird stuff is happening over here. Okay. My TV turned on by itself out there. Like not in my room, but in the living room where I'm not at. And I live alone. The cats don't have access to the remote. So and like my light's been like flickering. But like as you started talking
That
about it
happens
too,
to me a
your
lot.
back screen got way brighter as well.
That happens to me in our complex. Like it's like an outdoor complex. And every time I used to do light language, my channeling, the lights outside would go like this. And my neighbor, you know, they call me the magical weird neighbor for a reason. She's like, "Are you doing your light shit again? Because the lights are going crazy." And I looked outside and I was like, oh my God, they were going insane.
Oops.
Like and patterns, like it was bizarre.
Yeah,
and
I've made it rain like multiple times.
We're crazy beings. We're like a lot of abilities if we realize it, if we're awakened to it. Yeah, we channel it. So we did a healing on her, and not a healing, an activation on her. And so I think we need to do a few more because we didn't want to be too forceful.
Yeah.
With it.
Slow
but
to integrate.
I'm really excited because I have such a passion for healing, obviously. And I love Charlie like so much. So it was like meant to be that she was the first person that we activated because she trusts me and her family trusts me. And like, cause like Megan, her mom was like, "Are you like," she closed the door and it was just us in the room. And then like 15 minutes later, because it was a short, we thought it was going to be 30 minutes. It was actually 15 minutes. So she was just playing as I was doing Reiki, sound healing, and light language and all this stuff. And then Megan's like, "You're done?" She's like, "I thought it was going to be a lot weirder and louder. Were you dancing around?" I was like, "No." I wasn't dancing around. She didn't know, like, you know, what is it going to be like? And I was like, she just trusts. I'm like, it's going to be an activation, and she just trusts me. And I think it was so divinely guided that Charlie was the first person that we activated. But I see us activating a lot of autistic children.
Yeah. Well, I
really
talk
do.
about it all the time too, like how I talk about a lot of different things a lot, like autism and like schizophrenia and stuff like that, because I feel like that's part of I'll have to tell you about it later. I'm not like really telling a lot of people yet about what I'm doing, but
okay.
It's part of like one of the things that I want to have in like my plans for the future is
so we're going to collaborate on something.
Yeah, it's like a community, and yeah, I need to talk to you about it after. I kind of talked to you about it already, right? Because I got that download that I needed to have like these I've talked about it. So I'm going to say I had this download that I not only like the earth grid thing, right? Like I know I have to go and travel to activate the earth in certain areas, and I need to walk the land to remember who I am and remember the lives that have impacted me that have helped me to be able to access like my Akashic and things like that, right? So like we're doing grid work in our light language sanctuary, right? But I wanted to create like essentially, and I am creating like a nonprofit to where we can have retreats like near these chakra centers of the earth to where it helps stay open. But I wanted to have like different, I don't want to say themes, but I want each space to be for something different. And one of them would be essentially for that. Okay. Right? Like a community for families with autism, like for one, could be one, right? And then like the other would be like a community for mental health, because a lot of the mental health thing really gets me a lot of the time. Like I know some people do need medication. Like you admit to yourself, like I feel better with this medication, and that is perfectly fine. Like you trust your own self.
And I used to be like I got very clean, like to the point where like everything, like I wasn't on any medication at all. And the reason that I started getting back on medication is because I was having these cramps that were terrible. And so the doctor was like, get on birth control. I got on birth control, and it made me extremely, like very suicidal, like terrible. So I got off that, and then it triggered like a deep, dark night of the soul.
Yeah. And
So what's your experience with mental health then?
I've had anxiety and depression pretty much my whole life.
Me too.
I've
Me too.
felt like 13 in church camp, like wanting to kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, why am I in church camp and I want to kill myself right now? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't make sense, you know? So it's like, I had like rocky divorce, like with my parents, you know, and it's just like, I would like turn to like food or alcohol or something to like numb myself essentially from all of that. And I never like I would go to therapy and I would like say everything I needed to say in that hour and I'd be like, I feel better. Okay, cool. I want to go back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, this is great. I just needed to vent. I got all my feelings out. You helped me. Like you told me like I'm validated. Like you validated my feelings. All right, cool. Thank you. Bye. But like I never really felt like I think it's because I watched my mom like my whole life, like struggle with sickness too. Like she has lupus, Sjogren's syndrome, misdiagnosis of MS that was lupus that they found out because I started developing like fibromyalgia symptoms and like I have like the positive ANA titer for rheumatoid diseases.
Me too. I had that too.
Yeah.
Like the C reactor or the C reactant. Yeah. It's like
that,
shows the inflammation.
DNA. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, that's when she found out she really had lupus. So I watched her take like IV injection drugs for 7 years, thinking that she had MS. And really, she had something completely different. And because she did all those drugs for MS and all of those things were going into her body, it exasperated like the symptoms for like the lupus. So now she has like so many different
That's
things.
what happened to me. Yeah. It's like it's just one thing after the next, domino effect.
And so I think that me seeing that, it just automatically was like, put me onto more of a natural path because of it. So like, I would be like, I don't ever want to be like on medication. I don't want to take Tylenol. Like, you know, like that's kind of what came out of it for me.
The extreme.
Because even when I had severe migraines when I was in high school, like I got in a car accident because I took migraine medicine that they told me I needed. Like, and I almost like probably would have died if I didn't have guardian angel like covering over me. So it was just like, you know, from that. And then like, I was like dependent on like Tylenol, like up until like, I realized like what was going on with my mom. Cause I didn't realize she had been misdiagnosed with MS for 13 years, essentially. So like,
I was I was told that I had fibromyalgia and then, then like 15 years. And then they said that I had Ehlers-Danlos and POTS. So I was misdiagnosed too, for sure.
They totally, they'll like say fibro when they can't figure it out.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And I've noticed that a lot. Like,
a lot.
Oh, you know, it can turn into lupus. So we're going to give you this medication to help prevent it from turning into lupus. But I'm like, but if you don't know that I'm going to have that, then why do I have to take the medication? Like it always was like something to me. And I was like at UVA, like one of the top medical like places to go for like this kind of thing. So I was just like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like there was always like that feeling like, but why? Like, why can't you tell me more of like how this will actually help? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but other than like me just like, I'm a questions person. Like, I want to know more, like, tell me more. Like, so you're saying that because like my mom has lupus, but you know, you misdiagnosed, not UVA didn't do that, but somebody else did. But I'm like, another doctor misdiagnosed her, but you're telling me like to trust you. Like, so I've had like this weird, like trust.
I have
my whole life.
I've had an issue with doctors now too. Like I literally just went to the doctor for the first time in 3 years. Like I had gone to the doctor at least like twice a week for years. and years and years and years and years. You know, I was always going to the doctor or going to physical therapy or always doing something for so long. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
We have had trust issues with doctors.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So I was having some weird stuff. I was having a pelvic floor spasming. It's like this spasming that kept happening. It didn't hurt, but it's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. It's like a Kegel happens on its own, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it was driving me crazy. And then, because I was on this one medication, I gained like 40 pounds very quickly. It's crazy. I know.
That's what happened to me when I took birth control.
Yeah. So my liver got inflamed. It got larger and it got like a fatty liver. And my gallbladder was hurting. I thought like I was laying on my stomach, getting a massage. And I'm like, oh, I have to lay on my back only because I have this gas pain. And it was on the right side. And I went to get acupuncture because I wasn't going to go to the doctor. And she's like, oh, it's your gallbladder liver. That's not gas pain. So I was like, are you serious? And then I realized, okay, so this is I have to go to a stomach doctor because I started losing weight after I got off the medication. I lost a bunch of weight and my stomach has been huge still. I have literally looks like people ask me, I tell you 10 people a year ask me if I'm pregnant. Literally. And it's all women too, which is shame on women, but
yeah,
it's fine. I'm at this point, I kind of laugh about it because it really does. My body is thinner and my stomach is huge. It looks like I am pregnant for sure. So I went to the doctor for the first time in 3 years, which was really crazy. And I had to tell him oh, I used to have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and I used to have POTS and all this stuff, but I don't have it anymore. It's very hard to say that to a doctor. So I healed myself and they're like, but this guy was pretty okay with it. Most doctors are like, okay, so you have Ehlers-Danlos. I'm like, no. I did have it. I don't have it anymore. And so they weren't getting that, but this doctor was pretty cool about it. Yeah. And as soon as I got the acupuncture and she said it's liver gallbladder, I always go back to the medical medium. I love him. Do you know him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony Williams. Is that right? Anthony Williams.
I think, I don't know. I just say medical medium.
The celery, the lemon water, hot lemon water in the morning and celery juice. I did for this was part of my healing journey too. I did that for 2 to 3 years straight. There's so many things that I did. There's not one answer of how I healed myself, but that's something that I did. So I started doing that again for my liver. And I started taking a bunch of herbs and I did literally in our light language, House of Light language, something changed. I felt it. I came out and I told Jack, I was like, I just healed something intensely. And then I went to the doctor 2 weeks later after getting an ultrasound, them saying I have a fatty liver, it's inflamed. So I did all this stuff.
Right?
Yeah, it said 2 gallbladders, but then the doctor's like, oh, well, some people could just have an extra wall in their gallbladder and it looks like 2. That's what the doctor said. So I don't know. Who knows? But so I was feeling the pain on my right side. And then he tested my blood and was like, okay, we'll check your liver. We'll check all the stuff. He called me and he's like, your liver is back to normal. I had a fatty enlarged liver and in 2 weeks back to normal, baby. And the funny thing is I went to an acupuncturist and then the acupuncturist sent me to a functional medicine doctor. And then that functional medicine doctor sent me to an MD. And I was like, damn it. I didn't want to do this, but so Spirit's like, yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah.
So
we're going to go.
Yeah, I needed to do that. But the other thing is I'm waiting for this test to come back they send you a breath test and it tests to see if you have SIBO. Have you heard of SIBO?
A little, yeah.
Small, it's small intestine bacterial overgrowth. I think that's what it's called. And my sister just got diagnosed with it actually, but it creates like, cause my stomach is like distended. Like it does look like I'm 9 months pregnant. It's crazy. Very distended. And like, I haven't really been, my body just instinctually has been eating just like fruit and hasn't eaten anything out, no fats, like I'm barely hungry. So my body like is trying to drop the weight right now, like, and like clean my system. Like I literally for the past like month and a half have not been hungry. It's bizarre. So my stomach's still
make
huge.
myself eat like
me
day.
too. Yeah. I've been eating just like fruit, just to support my liver right now. And so this test is coming and it's a breath test. You drink some concoction that they give you, and then it's a breath test to tell you if you have bacterial overgrowth in your small intestine. And, so when I was reading the medical medium, he said like the liver is connected to SIBO, and I kept getting a message, SIBO. So I feel like I do have SIBO, and that's going to be a new journey for me, on healing that. But then when I heal that, I'm going to be able to help people heal more people. So it's like, okay.
Like, I feel like I know about it, but I don't know anything about it. Like I've heard that before, but it's not something that's like talked about really.
Yeah. There's like I don't have a lot of the symptoms that my sister has. She has like all the symptoms, but I just have the distension and not being hungry. Those are like my two main things. So it should be coming the next few days. So I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But definitely our healing session, our light language session, like transformed me. Like these sessions are like, it's like, so I don't even know how you describe it. It's like so much abundant love and gratitude and support on these calls. And we like are healing, not just healing alone. We're healing together. We're healing ourselves. We're healing the planet, and like together as a team, as a family. It makes it so much more powerful.
And I feel like, it just like goes to show as well, like light language is not just like a language, right? It's not like English. Yes, words are powerful in like English language or like your native language, your native tongue. Like that's how like a lot of like spells and things are done by like spoken word. But light language, like essentially, like it's like surpassing conscious mind. That's like how I describe it all the time.
It's speaking to the DNA.
Speaking directly to like the
Our
DNA
cells.
and like transforming it and like
transmuting
highly intelligent.
Yeah. It's sound healing.
Yeah.
It's sound healing, and it's
for all frequency.
It bypasses the ego. So like people are like, but I don't get it. And I'm like, you don't need to get it. Like you're receiving it.
Watch me with my hands, watch my eyes, listen.
You just
stare at my light code.
Or they don't even need to pay attention. Just like the codes in themselves, are healing them just being in the room, And
we talk about this too, like just because like I activate you in like light language, or like because I activate something within you through light language, you don't automatically feel it right away. Like sometimes like your body wasn't properly in alignment. So it takes you getting into alignment with yourself to be able to feel like the effects from like the activations too. Like I know like some of the girls like have been in it every week, but then like just like now they're just like started light language. So, it's like kind of very cool to see like each person on their own individual journey.
The coolest thing on each one of both the Monday and the Wednesday calls, I have met a new person every time on the call. A new person's joining that I've never met before. I don't even follow them on Instagram. I just started following them. Like Spirit brought me to them, and they joined the call, and it's magical and it's amazing. It's like, it's so crazy. What was I just saying? keep getting distracted.
New people come up and they join, and it's amazing.
And then the other thing is
like,
that they
people
keep getting
their light
activated.
language.
So on every light language call so far, someone has been like, they know that they want to activate their light language, and their light language comes out each time we've done it, you know? So it's been so beautiful, like to be able to hold space for them, to be able to feel safe to let it out. Because it does, it feels really uncomfortable. It feels like word vomit, and it feels like your ego is like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And like, you're like, okay, I'm doing it. And even when I'm doing it, ego's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You look so weird. Like, why can't you just be normal and fit in with everyone else? You're making it so difficult for yourself, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, Chelsea. Like I get so geeked out when I'm singing light language and I hit a high note, and I'm like, holy shit, where did that come from?
Me too.
Like,
yes.
Who am I?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just, it's something, it's not us. You know what I mean?
It's literally been like, like after like, holy shit, like you've seen it and like, or like you've probably heard it in like my channel, like light language, like videos or something. Like when I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I know. You're like, oh my God, okay. Yeah, like people start singing. They're like, I never was a singer before. I've been singing all my life. I love singing, but yeah, there's some people, like every call someone's activated. So these calls aren't, if you're drawn to light language, these calls are great. You know, if you're a starseed, these calls are great for you because you're meant to be speaking light language.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't think I've ever gotten a download where it's not them telling me, use your voice, share your story, use your voice, share your story. Your voice is important. Like your story is important. Why aren't you telling this person about your story? Why aren't you talking? Why aren't you singing? Like, it's just like, just do it, you know, like, you know, I don't know, but I know like when I first like activated my light language at home in my house, like trying to talk to my cat to tell him to get off the table, and it was just like mantis like straight coming out of me. Like I am like mantis is like my,
you always say that,
like that is like anytime mantis comes through like in our sanctuary, it's like an activation of some sort.
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
I don't necessarily know what it's activating. I just know whoever needs that in that moment needs like some sort of activation.
Yeah, I feel like your mantis actually like helped me with my liver.
Yeah.
That's when I was feeling. Yeah.
He's a buddy.
What's the name?
Ashkabar.
Ashkabar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 12th dimensional mantis, other timeline version of myself.
I love that.
I thought he was just like a guide, but no, it's like me and another timeline.
Whoa, I love that.
But yeah, he's like chilling like beside me sometimes. Like
that's
like
beautiful.
Telekinesis, or I don't know. You know how they can
connect.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the Twin Flame program too.
Oh, yes. I want to talk. I have Twin Flame. Yes.
Because this is another thing that spirit just like came through. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
We didn't know if we were going to talk about it or not. So
it like happened.
I'm glad they're coming
so quickly.
Just now when you got distracted.
And also just getting this download of the program, of the Twin Flame program. It was so, you know, Ophir from our light language. Yeah. She activated her light language. I know she's amazing.
A dancer too.
She transmutes so much shit through dancing. And she activated her light language in our sanctuary. And yeah, she's a powerful being. I absolutely love her. So we got a download. You know, she got a download that she is a twin flame activator. And we had just gone to lunch. We met for, it was like our first time like hanging out. It was so fun. We ended up sitting and talking for like ever. I know, I wish you lived here because we would totally, I know. soon. It's going to happen. So yeah, we talked a lot about twin flames, and I didn't really know a lot about twin flames. And actually what I did know was wrong. I think I thought I really didn't look into it, but I always thought it was like, it's like a soap opera, like a lot of drama.
Toxic.
Yeah. Toxic. But actually so this program that we've birthed it happened within like 2 days. And it's crazy.
I
so what'd you say?
I'm like, I noticed. I was like, whoa, what's this? Okay, cool. Like we talked about it in the support, and then all of a sudden,
and then all of a sudden it was a download. Yeah. And Sabre got a download about it too, which was amazing.
Yeah, because I have twin flame, obviously, like if we're talking about it not in a toxic way. So I've always called it divine counterpart. So like I have one that I like telepathically communicate with.
So, okay. So she would say, Ophir would say that you already know. So she says that it's like it splits apart. So you guys have the same soul DNA. And so you already know, but you already feel your counterpart. Literally you already feel your twin flame. So this program is actually going to be meant for you like so much because you're going to activate, she's going to activate your twin flame, and you're going to find your twin flame because your twin flame's already out there. You just need to align. And the amazing thing about this is what I've been learning is twin flames are they're on a mission they're a team. They're on a mission. That's why I feel like Jack is my twin flame. Like Jack and I are like, we just balance each other out and we get shit done. We can deal with anything. You know what I mean? Like we're like a great team, and we're on a mission to like be better people and to heal people. And, so
you're at the same time, you're healing yourselves and like coming together in that healing.
It's a remembrance of like what your mission is. So it's different than a soulmate. I thought that Jack was a soulmate, but I think he is my twin flame now that I'm like learning about it. So she is going to be activating people's twin flame. She's going to be a twin flame activator and do all this healing stuff. All these downloads came down for her. And I'm going to be the empowerment self-love coach that gets you to the place where you love yourself so fucking much and you know yourself so fucking much and you're so connected and so aligned that your twin flame is just you know what I mean? Just like hits you right in the face.
That's like literally where I'm at right now. Like, I feel like I got to that
at your wit's end,
like where I'm like, I know myself. I love myself. I know who I am. Like, and I'm like in the process of divorce right now because like, I think I've talked about this before. So just say it. If I haven't talked about this before, we're going to talk about it now. Okay. So after ayahuasca, like I came home, like my husband like told me he wanted divorce, like, because we were fighting all the time. He's miserable, whatever. I'm like, no, you can't divorce me. Anyways, so like I had like this like couple months, like 2 months of me processing it before I was like, yeah, you're right. And in those 2 months, I had like a dream. And in that dream, I met my mentor. My mentor was in it for mediumship. And there was a guy there and my husband was there. And I was pregnant in this dream. And I was trying to figure out which way to go. It was like, I was like creating my new life by like this dream, essentially. So again, in my breath work, I had a breath work session. I saw him like clear as day in a vision. And it was like communicating with me. And in dreams, like I've seen like the actual ceremony from our first life, from our first incarnation. I've seen like the ceremony where we were sitting around like a fire and like I feel like our DNA went in front of us and like I took some and took his into mine and he took mine into his, and then I went back in us.
But that's what a twin flame is, it sounds like.
Yeah. So I saw that. And then like I did Cap and I saw him again. And he showed me like his mouth and his eyes again, was like, you're going to know it's me when you see me. And then like telepathically communicating with each other. And I could feel like his energy. Like I can feel like his energy sometimes where it's like, this isn't mine. Like I got a sharp, like pain in my chest, like something like a death happened in my family. And I was freaking out. I was like, who's died? I was calling everybody. I was like, mom, are you okay? Dad, are you okay? Like, you know, like grandpa, grandma, like I was literally like friends, like, is everybody good? Is everybody good? Like, I like literally felt like somebody died and I couldn't figure out who or why or what happened. And it broke my heart. Like I felt like, and I had a lot of like heart chakra things happening after that. And it was so wild to me. And then for some reason, like lost connection. And so I was like, is it because like I'm detached now or like, I didn't know what was happening. So I was just like, all right, cool. This is so weird. But like occasionally, like I'll like get a pop in my head, or like if I'm asking spirit questions, like, oh, is this like a person like I should pursue? Like it'll be like a person with like the name that I think it is, like shows up in front of me, like as a reminder, like, no, stay on the path, like keep moving forward or whatever. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So you're coming on Monday, right?
Yeah.
At 11:11. It's 11:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Though?
Yeah. You need to come to this. This is like,
I can't explain it. It's like, I don't think people realize how much pure love you feel like from like that connection.
Oh yeah.
And you don't even know who they are. You
this
don't
is amazing.
even really know
you're
like
on
their
your twin
name.
flame journey. You're on a twin flame journey right now. That's exactly what Ophir is on too. She's on a twin flame journey.
How do you date? Like, how do you date when you know this? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm so glad that we're talking about the twin flame thing. Like this is going to be amazing for you.
Yeah. So like, if other people don't know, that's like a semblance of like the love that I felt in this vision with this person.
Yeah.
Made me feel like I don't have that love with my husband.
Yes.
Why don't I have that love with my husband?
Yes.
Why haven't I been feeling?
You have something to compare it to, you know what it is. That's so beautiful. Oh, you are on a twin flame journey.
Like,
there's not a lot of people like from what Ophir said is like after the fall of Atlantis, the twin flame journey, I think kind of ended. And then now it's coming back online where there's a certain amount of people that came here to be with their twin flame and to raise the frequency and to, you know, heal and be on a mission together.
Yeah,
this is going to be so similar. Yeah. So anyone that's interested though, they can reach out to me on my email or through Instagram if they want the link for Monday, or if they want to join the Light Language Sanctuary too, or House of Light Language. That's on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, I'm going to share it to my socials and stuff. This will be out on Tuesday, but I'm going to share it to everything so everybody knows before this is out. Or like maybe they can like email you for like a replay, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and we're going to be like offering a surprise at the end. It's going to be really amazing. I think I know it's exciting. We're going to be offering a program. It's a program where like
I hope so.
I'm going to be activating the heart chakra and it's like I love empowerment coaching and self-love coaching. I love it. Like it just, I feel it in my bones. Like I love helping people find their best selves and to love on a level that they never loved before and love themselves and love everything in life. Yeah, it's so abundant. It's like
beautiful.
Yeah, it's so magical. Like I love doing it so much. I love seeing the transformation that happens and the love that comes from it. It's amazing. So that's the part of it that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing coaching. It's going to be 6 people that we bring into this container. Only 6. We're starting with 6. And it's going to be me doing like 3 coaching calls. And then we have 3 group calls. And then you have 3 calls with Ophir. I think I'm saying this right. If it's 3 or 4, and it's going to be about becoming your best badass self and activating your heart chakra in a way that you attract your twin flame. And Ophir is going to be she just got a download that she is a twin flame activator. So this is needed right now. Anyone that's like feeling interested about twin flames or like has been looking it up or feels like how you feel, Chelsea, like that, that there's something greater out there, like this kind of love that you haven't experienced yet.
Yeah. And you can feel it.
This is your journey. Yeah.
Like I'm like so close.
Yeah.
So close. Like I can like reach out and grab it. Like that's how I feel right now.
That's how Ophir feels too.
Say now.
Yeah. Ophir literally describes it the same way. So I think it's beautiful because I feel like I have my twin flame and she is on the twin flame journey, just like you are. And so it's like a culmination of our 2. It's 2 different ways of like, I know what the love feels like, the unconditional love that I get from Jack and the non-judgment. There's no judgment there. It's just unconditional love, which I've never experienced in my entire life. And that's what you're going to get from your twin flame is like so much love, and you can just be yourself no matter what. And they're going to love you no matter what. And I remember the first time it was like, we had already been married for like 4 years and I started loving myself finally, that I realized like, holy shit, I looked at him. I'm like, you do love me. Like, you're not going to leave me. He's like, I've been telling you that all the time. Like, hello, for 4 years, we've been married. And I'm like, but I wasn't able to see it because I didn't love myself enough to know the love was there.
It's accurate.
You know what I mean? So it's powerful as fuck to like the amount of love that we have for ourselves is the amount of love that we can have with our counterpart.
Exactly. And me realizing the love for myself made me realize my worth and that my husband didn't actually love me like he said he did, which like leaving, and I think that's important. Like, how many people settle? Like, like how many people like settle because they're like, oh, I'm getting old. Like this guy's nice. I like him. But like, we never actually work on ourselves or like heal ourselves or heal like our heart to the point where like we can
a different
consciously
kind of love.
Bring in the love we deserve. Like we're bringing in love from a wounded consciousness standpoint, which is how like, just like women
victimhood
that are like us, like spiritual and things like that. Before we awaken, essentially, we're some of the people that get narcissistic, abusive.
Oh, 1,000%. Every client I've ever worked with has had a narcissist in their circle. Like every single client I've worked with, we're empaths and, starseeds are very much like bait for narcissists.
Bait. They're like real
innocent. Yeah.
And you're like, before you get to that state of like pure love for self, you're like, oh, I love helping him with all his problems or her with all of their problems. Like, I feel so needed. And really, you don't realize how like drained you're being because of it. It's like, you have the right idea of like wanting to heal and wanting to help, but you're being used during that time, essentially, which is what is the shittiest thing. Use and abuse. Use and abuse for the most part.
It's the worst feeling. Yeah. So I feel like this is definitely for you. It's funny because Ophir and I were like, we already like know the people that are going to sign up. And you were one of the people that you were one of the people. We had like
you hear me like in the chat, like, what do you mean twin flame? Like,
I didn't even see you write stuff.
What about divine counterpart? Because I was like going back.
Did you write that?
Giovanna. I'm like, I can't. It has a J, so right. Yeah.
I know it's our dyslexia. Doesn't make sense, but it does.
So, yeah, I'm like twin flames. Like, when you say twin flames, like, what do you mean? Like, cause like I call it divine counterpart, and like, I'm totally thing. Like, I'm totally in this journey right now too. I'm like really confused. Like,
that's what Ophir has been on this journey. And then she got a download where she's like, I am an activator for twin flames. And that's so powerful. Like, that's exciting for you that you're about to meet your twin flame.
Can I tell you that I've also gotten the download? Like, whoa, I got the download too. Like, that my divine counterpart or my twin flame is going to be the one that handles more of the 3D things, like helps with the business.
Jack. That's Jack.
Helps with the
That's literally
so
Jack.
That I can just be myself and be in my feminine and like.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy that you just said that. Yes, that's Jack. That's Jack.
So
1,000%.
That's just what I want. That's what I need.
Yeah, your rock, your muscle, like he helps you, to stay. Because I love being in the 5D. I love the whole feeling, the whole vibe. And he lets me do that. He doesn't take me out of that.
And they're not even like in 3D. They're just like holding the fort down in 5D with us. Cause like, let's be honest, if you're around us, like you're just in our energy.
It's so funny. Like Jack started seeing angel numbers about like, I don't know, it was a year ago or something now, but he's always like, babe, 333, or he texts me 222. Like he thinks it's funny, but I'm like, your angels are watching out for you. I get it. Your angel. That's like the first step on spiritual like journeys is usually the numbers, the angel numbers.
The synchronicities, the feathers, the birds,
the
spiders,
all the things, all the things.
I love it so much.
I know. Oh, this is going to be cool for you. I'm really excited for you. Like, this is going to be so amazing.
No, I just like feel like we're on the same wavelength every time we talk to you. Cause I'm like, hey, I got this download the other day. Like, I felt like you were supposed to be a part of it too. That's why I told you. So it's like, I got this download about the retreats. And you're like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I was like, wait, I hope she doesn't think I'm like trying to steal. I'm like, wait, no,
we're doing this together. There's no such thing as stealing. We're co-creating together. Like our mission is to heal Earth. Our mission is to heal Earth and be a team, like just co-create together. You know, that's why.
Britni, I want you to come like do grid work with me everywhere. Like I want like that. Like, that's why I'm like, let's get
we're getting our tribe together. This is like a tribe of just like so much love, but all star seeds. They're all star seeds. And the light language too, like
star seed, you're a hybrid.
you're not in our
There's
in our
really
container
not,
though. It's
like,
really for star seeds.
Yeah. There's like me personally, I don't know about you. I like really don't feel like there's like any like very, very minimal true like humans from Neanderthals that somehow is like got through like the whole like hybridization part, you know, like
that's
very,
true.
very
Human,
rare human on Earth anymore. Like I think like the actual human population is like this compared to like hybridized, which is like the humans like DNA being mixed with like other DNAs from like extra dimensionals, and then like actual like star seeds that are here like in a human body. Like I feel like there's more like hybridized star seeds than there are like actual.
You do? I kind of feel the other
humans.
way.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I do feel like
it's very
there
interesting.
are less like light workers and like what we are, like star seeds, then that's why we feel so lonely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why we always want to go back home, because we want to go to our planet that we incarnated from. You know what I mean?
I get that. My theory is that it's because like they never had the chance to get to an awakening.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of like miserable people come from, essentially, like, or where you have people that are sick with illness or sick with like this and this. It's because they've never been able to fully embrace their true gifts or their true power or their true nature, because they fell victim to like the suppression or like the societal box, essentially, which is why like us now are having to heal ancestral generational traumas from that suppression. That's my personal theory that I've been like thinking about more recently.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I know there's like only few of us that actually do this, because it takes a lot of like strength and bravery and like guts to be able to do.
And it's lonely.
This line
It's super lonely. It's super lonely. Even like, you know, having these groups is so important, but like, you know, there's not a lot of people you can talk about this weird shit with. You know what I mean? It's like we're in a dip. We're like little earthly things don't affect us the same way that other people do. You know, we're not in the material world where the 5D is so different.
And can I even say, like, sometimes like when people are asking me about it, I like my ego is like, are you just like getting entertainment from these questions? Like, are you actually genuinely interested? Or are you just like going to use this and like laugh at me later? Like, that's how I feel sometimes. Like, I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to say whatever. But like, I'm going to say whatever you're ready to hear, or whatever like spirit needs me to tell you in that moment. But sometimes like, I think in my ego, I'm like, they're just wanting to act interested in this to, one, like get your energy in some way, or two, like to make fun of you. Like that's where my ego goes. And I'm like, that's why I like this group, because like I know nobody's gonna make fun of me.
Yeah, we feel so safe. Version. Yeah, it's like, and we're allowed to be our true authentic selves. Like there is no mask in this group container. Like even for me, like I put my crown on, like I feel like, you know, I dress up. I like, it feels like sacred to me. You know, it's a sacred time for me to raise my frequency, to be reminded who I am, to feel just like blissed out. We feel blissed out after. Yeah. And we feel seen and heard, like, because everyone else around us, they don't understand us. So like, how could you ever feel heard? Because they only can hear, you know, a certain degree of it on their own frequency. But there's so much in these group calls that like you can be heard and really seen for what you are and what you're doing, you know, your mission. It's very clear. It's amazing. I'm so grateful for the containers. I really am.
Just one eye. It's just
tearing like crazy.
Yeah. Like,
oh, don't cry.
It's like, is this my pineal gland draining?
Oh, I did see when you were saying the light, I did see your third eye.
Yeah, like my nose activate. And my right eye has been like
interesting. Yeah,
I noticed that something randomly. Like
when I talk to people, a lot of times I am transmuting a lot of their stuff, a lot of stuff that needs to be healed. So like I can understand if you're releasing things from your body.
Yeah. That's cool. I feel like I do the same.
Yeah.
Because my hand is really warm right now. Like my purple flame hand. Yeah.
What did you call it? Your what hand?
When I did crystal light body activation again, like they installed purple flame in this hand.
Ooh.
So I mentioned
so
that,
your
and like
twin flame. Oh, wow. So you're supposed to activate the red one and it comes together. Oh,
really?
what? Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm so excited right now. I just saw a huge vision. Oh, that's it. That's it.
I just
Yeah,
like got chills up and down my entire body.
You're about to meet your twin flame.
I'm like getting like butterflies.
Very soon. It's very close. Very close. These activate. I think this program's definitely going to be for you. I'm like 1,000%.
like
1,000%. Like this is going to be life changing because like you know that twin flame is there. You know it.
Girl, I literally like when we finish this podcast, I'm going to show you my drawings.
Your drawings.
My drawings. Yeah. I'm hot. I'm sweating.
Yeah, you're releasing a lot of stuff right now. I can feel it.
Woo! Baby.
Yeah, I feel like happiness and sadness at the same time, kind of like overwhelming your area, your whole aura. Should we ground?
I know I can't talk right now.
I know. Let's ground. Here, let's put your hands on your heart.
Should we pause this? No.
No. It's okay.
This is like
just put your hands on your heart. Close your eyes for a second.
My crystals are my heart.
Yeah. Just take a nice deep breath in, big sigh, exhale out. A few deep breaths. There you go. Imagining roots growing from the bottom of your feet, deep into Pachamama. Feeling her support and her love. Just feeling so grounded.
Yeah, that's so much better.
Yeah, you are very activated. That's what I'm feeling. That just overactivated you, just talking about the twin flame thing. So you're so ready to do this. That's why you got super activated like that.
I've been so like, can I tell you, like, I don't know about you, but so tired, like no motivation. I have so much left to do, but like I've literally been in bed. Like
I think this is what's coming through.
Like,
I think you're resting for your twin flame. I think this is crazy that this is coming through, but I think you're resting for your mission.
Yeah. Because like I'm supposed to go to Egypt and Rome next month.
You are?
I haven't bought a ticket yet. I haven't planned nothing. God said it's happening. It's going to be paid for.
Wow.
I don't have to do anything. So I'm trusting it. And I'm trusting it. And it's going to happen. That's how I feel. Like, and something's amazing's happening on this trip that I don't know what it is. But like, I'm not going to have to worry about bills. I'm not going to have to worry about somebody finding my cat. Like somebody's watching all 4 of my cats. Like, it's
you're the crazy cat lady. You got 4 cats.
My 2 cats had cats. So yeah, I thought this would never be.
You have a family of cats. That's so cute.
I love them. I can't get rid of them. Okay?
Oh no, never get rid of them. I have 2 dogs. I want more. I want a whole farm. I want a llama. I want a goat. I want a cow, a Highland cow.
Alpacas.
Yes.
They're the furry ones. Llamas are skinny. Alpacas.
My ideal sanctuary that I want to create is like on a farm, on a piece of land where there's healing animals and there's different healing rooms. Yeah. Where like all of us Starseeds come and heal people. Like
you want to be in the California area? You can run that one. And I got a lot others.
Yes.
Granted. Okay.
Yes.
So,
I'm ready. Yeah. Like Jack and I have been talking about this for 8 years, 9 years. Like I just see this vision of, and I like living off the land at some point, living, and I see our kids like, cause our kids are going to be like, I don't have a kid right now. I don't even know if I'm going to have a kid, to be honest.
Coming. But I literally said earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but I was like soon earlier, like when, I don't know what we were talking about, but I like And mine. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
What? Who's going to have a baby?
You.
Me.
Yeah. Like
See,
earlier,
so
I
weird.
had a download of like soon.
That's so weird. Okay. First off, like, because my belly is so big, everyone's like, what if a baby just popped out? Like it was like immaculate conception.
Would it be the first weird thing?
Oh my God.
Happened?
It wouldn't. Like I've heard a story of another woman where like literally the baby's leg came out.
The one she thought she pooped.
She was in the shower. It was crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I have been feeling like, yeah, because I was sick for so long, I'm finally feeling great. I'm like, I want to have fun before, if we have kids, like I want to like, I missed out on so many things. We're actually going to Africa at the end of November. I'm so excited. This is going to be my second time in Africa. 10 years ago, I went to Tanzania, and this time we're going to South Africa.
Oh, I love it.
I'm so excited, like connecting with the animals and being able to do photography because I love photography. It's just like, it's amazing there. And I feel like I'm going to do some major grid work there.
Yeah. Well, like I'll be up in Egypt doing a bunch of stuff there. So it's going to be great. Yeah.
I love that.
I'm so excited. Oh my God.
I'm so excited. Yay. Good stuff is happening.
I'm like, watch the YouTube. Like I'm literally always, I'm like, make sure to watch the YouTube to see like the fairies, to see the lights flickering, to see like this. Like,
but I don't know if you can see it because your background. You can't see the light flickering.
It's okay. I see all the other stuff though, like because I could see it here, like with my third eye and stuff.
You could see like literally your face change though.
Yeah, like my eyes change too when I talk.
Yeah, and your face is very like glowy, like dewy, and you look like more like chiseled in your face. It's so interesting.
Look at this.
Yeah, I see that. Are we crazy? I'm gonna cry. Oh. That's so beautiful though that we had this time together. I'm so grateful.
Oh my God. I don't even know how long this podcast is. We're going to talk all day.
Okay, wait. It's been 2 hours. Like, when did we start though? At like 9:30? Maybe?
Oh yeah, you're in California. So I'm like 1:30.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So we're right on time. We're good.
It's like 2 hours or something.
Pretty much everything.
I think we covered a lot.
We did a lot of stuff. And can I just say about Ophir, like when her mom got on the call, like I just felt like she was all of our moms. And like it made my heart feel so good.
You have no idea.
To see like the support like from like a mom like that, like, and just like utter love. Like it just like
it was so beautiful. That's why beautiful. I'm saying like for these calls, like to invite your family members, because we can't explain to them what we're doing, but if they come to the call, they will feel it, whether they want to or not. They're going to fucking feel it. It's a feeling state, and so I always say like, invite your family, invite members that are friends or whoever that need to be healed. Bring them so we can heal them. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're doing healing. We're doing activations. We're doing channeling. But yeah, it was beautiful when we were able to have, we've had a couple kids join and they activated their light language. Yes. I think she's 8 or 9. So she speaks light language. There's a couple other kids and like, they're in our tribe now, the youngest members of our tribe that speak light language.
8.
Yeah.
I loved it. And she was so cute too. Like, she was like, I don't know you guys, but I love you. You're my soul family.
I was like, Giovanna, did you tell her to say that? She's like, no. She's like, she just she wouldn't stop talking. She's like, she just kept saying, oh, I love this family. I love this family. I mean, she just knew.
Genuinely.
She kept saying to her mom, Mama, this place is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just so cute.
Yeah. Like, kids know. They know.
Kids know.
Like,
especially kids of like this generation are going to be more and more starseeds, more and more awakened, I think.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Different frequency.
Yeah. Because like, I feel like you're going to see like, well, even in we're like the same age, like even in like our age group and like a little bit younger, like you're noticing more and more people like not refusing to settle, like waiting, like to see, like, you know, or like that they know like that's their person. And like those like unions essentially are creating that loving space where like a lot of us like didn't really have that growing up. I know like our generation, essentially, majority of us have like divorced parents or have been through.
You want to hear
like,
something crazy? My parents got divorced for 8 years and then they got remarried. Now they're living their dream. 8 years they got divorced and they got remarried.
Yeah.
And Jack actually remarried them on our couch in our living room.
I love that so much.
Yeah,
because like they are supposed to like trigger you a little bit, but like it's like the growing, the healing together, which is beautiful. But a lot of people, I feel like it's like that generational thing. Like they weren't really told to like feel their emotions.
Oh yeah. It keeps getting
like
more and more. Yeah.
Now we are like realizing it is okay to feel emotions. There's more talk about mental health. There's more talk about like plant medicine. Like it is really, we're coming into Age of Aquarius. Like I literally like, I don't even know. It's like happening, people. It's happening. It's like the office.
Happening.
Like, it's happening. Stay calm.
I love that. I absolutely adore you. I love you. I'm so grateful that Source Spirit brought us together. And
I know.
It's magical. Like I feel like I've known you for forever, which I have, just not in this lifetime. We were in Egypt together for sure.
I can't stop talking to you.
I know. I just adore you.
I love you. No. Bye. No, and I think it's so funny how like every time I ask Spirit for like my soul family or like I just want to be seen, I want to be heard, like I would love to have like people that I can connect with, and like people were leaving and I was like, this is not like I'm like alone already. Why are you taking people out of my life?
I've experienced the same thing.
I don't understand. Like or like
making room for new
or stuff was happening and then like, oh, this is why, you know, like when
making room for new stuff.
But I can when you message me, because like I get like messages from like Illuminati like stuff all the time, like join our club Illuminate, and I'm like, Illuminate, like that's suspicious. And so I was like, what is this girl like? Why is she asking me to join something? And then they were like, no, trust it. I'm like, okay. like
when I wrote you on Instagram?
Yeah, because like obviously it's not like that. But
yeah.
I just been like getting so many of them over and over.
And you're like, can I trust it? Can I trust it?
Yeah.
Discernment is so important.
That ego thing coming in, like I saw you and I was like, yeah, I like her energy. Like it was different than all the other ones. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll see what's up. And then I saw what's up and I was like, yeah, we're staying. Like this is family.
We're family.
But,
we're
like I had to tell you about that. I don't think I told you about that before. I had to be like, wait. Because like I literally get a new message every day. Like join like or illuminate or like something.
Really?
Like, yeah, like sometimes not every day. It'll be like every other week or like once a month or something like that. But like persistently.
Wow.
I don't know if you've seen that.
That's crazy that you trusted the message for me then.
Yeah. Well,
Very
spirit.
divinely guided. Yeah. Spirit be working through us. Spirit,
Yes,
spirit.
girl. Okay, so let everybody know. I'll end it there. Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can figure out about the course, like your email, your Instagram.
Yes.
Like
so my email is BritniEberle1@gmail.com. BRITNI. Eberle is EBERLE, the number 1@gmail.com. And then my Instagram is the.ascending.lark. And I have a website too. That's theascendinglarkhealing.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can like email her for the Twin Flame information.
Yeah, or
you can find
DM,
her on
slide into
Instagram,
my
whatever.
DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
Thank you so much for having me.
Everything's on Instagram, so cool.
Everything's on Instagram. I love you so much.
You. Don't leave yet. I'm gonna like end this, and then I'm gonna show you all the stuff that we talked about.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
And
I see you. I am you.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
So powerful.
So powerful.
Cry again. Like I felt that through my whole body. Like as you said that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry again.
That's okay. I make people cry in a good way, I guess.
I'm a true water sign, okay? Like crying is like my second nature.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. I'm gonna finish this, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you guys tune in Friday for our activation. You know, I plan them on Fridays, but if Spirit says Sunday, then you'll get it on Sunday. And I hope to see you. And I hope to see you. Like you want see you on YouTube.
Hope to connect with you. Connect.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's connect.
Let's connect on next episode, next Tuesday. I love you. Sending you love and rainbows.
Rainbows.
Bye.
Bye.